Heavenly Father, we come to you today with humble hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we begin this program. Lord, we ask that you would bless every person who has gathered here today, and that you would be present with us in a special way. We pray that this program would be a time of learning, growth, and fellowship for all of us. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts and open minds, and to support one another as we strive to serve you in all that we do. Please give us the strength and the courage to follow your will and to use the gifts and talents you have given us to make a positive difference in the world. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amen.
Hello everyone! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another learning activity offered to you by Scale Up Training and Development. So today is another day and another opportunity for us to learn from our mentors from our mentor para sa isa na namang topic under sa ating operations management na webinar series. So we are both live no dito sa ating Zoom conference, and at the same time we are also live through our Facebook page, yung Scale Up Training and Development. So that's why kung saan man kayo nanonood at nagpa-participate as of the moment, mapa-Zoom man yan or Facebook, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. And again, welcome to this learning activity. So as I mentioned earlier, ang ating webinar for tonight will fall under sa aming or sa ating webinar series na Operations Management. In fact, eto na yung ikasampu, no? The 10th webinar series under sa Operations Management. So medyo marami-rami na rin tayong mga topics, mga components ng Operations Management na na-cover. And later on, as part of my presentation, magkakaroon lang tayo ng konting recap sa mga previously conducted na operations management webinars kasi baka you are also interested to learn no from those operations management topics. So bago tayo mag-recap with that, let me share to you yung ating mga house rules na kailangan talaga nating i-observe to the best that we can, no? For the entire duration of this learning activity. So make sure na yung ating microphone at all times naka-mute siya or naka-turn off para hindi ma-distract si mentor sa kanyang pagde-discuss, and at the same time hindi rin magkaroon ng disruption sa mga co-participants ninyo. So you need to make sure na vigilant kayo no, na bantayan na kailangan naka-mute kayo unless you want to say something. You are allowed naman to turn on your mic, but before turning on and before speaking, all you need to do is just to raise your hands first. may emoji naman dyan, di ba, no, na mag-raise ng hand para ma-recognize namin na you want to say something bago mag-turn on ng microphone. You are actually allowed, no, to ask questions using the microphone, or baka meron kayong gustong idagdag na insights, no, or experiences in regards to the discussion later on. Pwede naman yon. Use the chat responsibly. Ito talaga yung pinaka gusto naming gawin ninyo, no, for the entire duration of the webinar, because our mentor gusto niya talaga engaging yung ating magiging virtual discussion for tonight. So para naman magkaroon ng connection, no, sa participants and the mentor, kapag meron siyang tinatanong that requires your participation, we are hoping na mag-e-engage kayo by making use of the chat box responsibly, or yung mga emojis, no, na pwede nating gamitan or kung ano yung ipapagawa sa atin ni mentor. Respect the speaker and participants. So we are hoping na ibibigay ninyo for tonight, hanggang alas 8 lang naman tayo, yung full attention ninyo sa ating mentor. Stay present and engage. Later, before tayo mag-end ng webinar, meron tayong attendance sheet wherein all live audience or participants required na mag-fill up nung attendance sheet na yon. So, i-share namin later before we will end this activity. And keep your camera on if possible. So, as I mentioned kanina, we will have a short of a recap ng mga previously conducted natin na mga webinars related sa operations management. So medyo malayo-layo na talaga, no, yung narating natin for this specific business function, yung operations management. So let me read lang, no, para may recap tayo. So yung ating 101 kung saan nagsimula ang lahat, no? It's all about process and design management. Yung ating 102 is all about capacity planning. So syempre sa isang organization, kailangan pinag-aaralan at kailangan may tamang pagpaplano in regards to the capacity of the workforce. Like for example, sa isang project na gagawin, gaano ba kadami ang tao na kailangan in order for that project to be delivered efficiently and effectively. So that's part of the capacity planning. Yung process and design management, this is more on the discussion of creating your system, no? From the word itself, process. Yung SOP, in other words, no? Standard operating procedures. Inventory management, yung ating 103. Yung ating 104 is all about quality management. Our 105 is all about supply chain management, na kung saan closely related siya sa magiging discussion natin this evening. Yung ating 106 is all about lean operations and continuous improvement. Yung ating 107 is all about data analytics and decision making in operations. Kasi 'di ba, as a leader or as a manager, pagdating sa operations or any kind of business functions, ang mga decisions na ginagawa ng may authority to create a decision, kailangan objective talaga palagi ang kanyang decisions. Hindi dapat subjective, no? Or based sa kanyang emotions or based sa kanyang gut feelings, kasi for sure magkakaroon niya ng bias. So that's why the decisions dapat quantitative, no? Kasi ibig sabihin galing mismo sa collected and analyzed data. Yan yung napag-usapan nung 107. And then yung ating 108, it was all about total quality management. The 109 is all about business continuity planning. And yung 110, which is tonight, is all about procurement and vendor management. So as I mentioned earlier, it is closely related to the 105, which is all about supply chain management. Meron na nga tayong pa-sneak peek no, for our operations management 111. Next month ito, and this is all about logistics and distribution management. Although hindi pa naman open ang kanyang registration form, pero at least no, yung ating mga participants tonight sa ating 110, alam nyo na kung ano yung magiging upcoming natin na series or webinar for this series. If you want to watch the recorded sessions sa mga previously conducted namin na webinars, all you need to do is just to visit our YouTube channel. Ang YouTube channel name is the same with the business name, Scale Up Training and Development din. So meron naman siyang search box or meron siyang playlist. Puntahan nyo na lang yung playlist na Operations Management, tapos doon naka-enumerate lahat ng mga operations management na webinars. And if you are interested to get a certificate after watching the recorded session, pwede din. Ang link, nakikita nyo na sa screen. Just visit that and request for a certificate if in case kailangan ninyo. So yung ating 110, no, Operations Management 110 is all about procurement and vendor management. At yung magiging guide question natin for tonight or for this session, how to manage suppliers, purchasing processes, and business relationships effectively. So yung ating mentor, I believe na very competent to discuss yung ating webinar for tonight. And I believe na etong guide question natin, masasagot natin ito with the independent insights pati sa kanyang mga personal experiences. So that's why I am excited to also listen, no, and participate sa insights na i-share ng ating mentor, which I am now going to introduce to all of you. This is actually her third, no, I believe, if I am not mistaken, the third operations management na discussion or activity with Scale Up Training and Development. So kasama na natin yung ating mentor, no? Like for the past 3 months already. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo kanina, I am confident, no, na yung kanyang masishare will address our guide question. Kasi yung mga past operations management series niya, nasasagot naman yung ating given question. Some of you baka nakapag-participate na rin, kaya I know kilala nyo na rin siya. So for our webinar on procurement and vendor management, let me introduce our mentor or our resource speaker for tonight. She is currently based in Tacloban City and currently working as the administrative and human resource officer of FBNDC Caltex branded marketer na again based in Tacloban City. She is a certified human resource associate and a certified human resource professional. Yung iba niyang credentials will be shared later on. Siya mismo with the experiences na i-share niya sa ating discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, those who are in Zoom and Facebook live streaming, please help me welcome our mentor for tonight. We have Mentor Gwen Lasigues. Hello, Mentor. Good evening.
Hi, good evening everyone.
Hello.
I hope fresh tayo today kasi kasasahod lang natin kahapon.
Oh, I love that
Oo.
sahod day yesterday.
Yes,
Sige, you can
15,
start whenever you are ready,
15:30.
Mentor. Yes, 15 na. Sige, I will now
Talagang
end
before
my...
anything, okay. Before anything
Sige, para
else,
makapag-share
I
ka.
would just like to ask, bagong reband ka ba ngayon? You look so so fresh.
Fresh.
Ano?
Kasi nga sweldo ka.
Oo nga, 'di ba? Kasi doon natin nilalaan yung yung ating
Oo nga, kailangan daw
pinaghirapan
kasi
sa mga
kailangan daw alagaan yung
self-improvement.
sarili. Self-care kasi yan,
Amen.
mentor. Kaya para at least always
Yes.
fresh tayo in front of the camera.
Oo.
Feeling ko tuloy naganda
So,
na pa sa sarili ko ngayong gabi. Salamat,
oo nga,
salamat.
kanina pa ako, kanina pa ako tingin ng tingin, bagong reband ata to siya. Malaki ang
Yes. Pero
sinahod
actually,
na
mga
ito
a week
ngayon.
ago.
O, 'di ba? 'Di ba
Okay.
napansin ko yun? Anyway, so,
So, thank you
I
very much.
I feel a very closeness with our mentor Piper kasi before pa ako nag-speak dito sa Scale Up is I was once a client or isa akong bumibili din ng mga certificates dito. Dati pa 'yon kahit nung Nights of Online Marketers pa, talagang na ako dito, fan na ako ng mga webinars nila Miss Piper. Um, Parang yeah, 3 months ago lang ako nag-start to speak and I'm loving it so far and kung sino man yung mga nag-rate sa akin na present ngayon, I'd like to thank you for the na nakaka-overwhelm yung nire-rate nyo sa akin kasi kapag tinitingnan ko yung rating na 5/5, it speaks a lot of how I deliver kung ano yung mga sinasabi ko sa inyo. So, may ano pala naman, may nararating pala naman yung mga shini-share ko. Kasi kapag nandito tayo, we're very silent, we're very chill lang. Tapos pagkatapos pala ng ating mga session ay talagang ginagamit ninyo yung mga natututunan natin. So, yeah, as Miss Piper said, I'd like to give you a background on how I know the operational ins and outs of corporate or of business. Kasi based on my credentials, parang more on HR ako, no? Heavily on HR. Yes, doon talaga ako nag-start sa HR and admin. And after years of being in HR, transferring from and being promoted into higher roles, the HR person dito sa amin, kasi generalist usually dito sa Region 8 yung mga HR. Now I am invited in the room where decisions are made in operations. So I sit with executives when they are having discussions on operations and especially on manning, 'di ba? Kasi HR tayo. But bits of those, I am included na sa mga business decisions when it comes to operations and I am exposed to what's happening in the supplier and provider na mga scenario, yung mga ganun. And we'll discuss the procurement and vendor management in this webinar. So, I hope you're gonna stay with us until 8 to learn about procurement and vendor management. So, let me just share my slides. Oh, no. Hindi, ito pala yun. Alright. So I would like to congratulate you people here that you're present right now kahit alam mo yun, kasi dito sa amin magpipista na ang Tacloban. You could be in other places, enjoying yourself, but you're here, wanting to improve your processes, wanting to be more efficient in your work. So I commend you as a person that wants to continually improve themselves. And thank you for your time for being here with us at Scale Up. Sabi nga sa akin ni Brian Tracy, my mentor din, continuous improvement is the only way to stay ahead. Skip na natin yung house rules kasi diniscuss na naman yun. So I would like to ask kung naririnig po ba ako kasi minsan naka-mute ako. Hindi ko namamalayan. So, can I get like a thumbs up, a heart, or kahit anong emoji or chat saying that I'm being heard, okay ba? I'm audible. All right. Thank you so much for reacting. So, okay, naririnig ako. And can you see my slides? Oh, I asked this kasi minsan din, daldal ng daldal ako. Tapos, hindi pa pala nakashare ang slides ko. Okay. So, I see here people are chatting, saying yes. Thank you, Melissa, for the confirmation. All right. So, let's start by testing out our Zoom buttons para naman tayo ay magkakapag-participate during the talk or during this session. So, can I get a heart from everyone that can reach their Zoom buttons? But if you're on commute, that's okay. Kasi dati, when I was listening to the webinars of Nights of Online KOM, nasa commute ako noon. Oo, on my way home. So, I understand kung hindi kayo makakapag Alright, but I see some. Thank you, Angela, for confirming na nakakapag-react ka to the slides here. Alright. And you can also test your chat box para kung may mga gusto tayong itanong or gusto i-share, ma-access natin later para alam natin kung nasan siya. But as I can see dito sa ating audience, parang it's a mix of millennials and Gen Z. Alright. So, thank you, Melissa, for participating dito sa ating chat box. Alright. So, if we're ready now, can we type in ready? Kung gusto natin, kung type of person tayo na kailangang mag-notes sa ating mga session, you can now prepare that. Or kung ano man yung mga ritual natin sa ating mga talk. If you have to drink or get coffee, para mamaya hindi na tayo, madidistract. Alright! Thank you so much for those who are participating. Melissa, Victor, ang dami nyo, hindi ko na masundan. Kevin, Jerome, Lorena, Arlu. Alright, Geraldine, thank you, Angela, for participating. Okay. So, skip na natin yon. So, I'd like to ask you, sorry, nag-move siya. I'd like to ask you kung ano ba yung business industry ninyo? Which industry do you belong? If you're working now or if you want to work later, okay. Which industry do you belong? Kayo ba ay nasa retail, service? As I can see dito si Ma'am Christine ay nasa construction. Nasa construction din si Sir Kevin. So, okay, later on sa ating mga examples, I will pattern them more on sa delivery/construction because I am in the energy industry. So, karamihan pala ay construction. Si Ma'am Arlo din. Commercial leasing daw si Sir Victor and mall operations. Okay, si Angela more likely will be in finance later on. Alright, thank you so much for sharing your industry. You can still share while I'm moving on with the slides kasi baka gusto nyong... Ay, okay! Sir Arlu pala. Okay. Sir, sorry for that mistake. Okay. Kung gusto nyong i-share yung industry nyo, no problem. You can still use the chat box. Thank you for clarification, sir. No offense po. So, our guide question and our, ang tawag niyan, discussion will circle here in on how we can effectively manage suppliers, purchasing processes, and business relationships. So we're gonna talk about I'm just gonna have a short rundown of our topics. Our sourcing with strategy, understanding the purchase life cycle, partnership over transaction, performance tracking and data point, learning to communicate effectively and yielding continuous improvement. So, huwag kayong mag-alala, mga ano lang yan siya, mga tawag niyan, marks ko lang para alam ko yung mga sasabihin ko sa inyo. Kasi minsan ang daldal ko, wala akong ano, parang na-out of topic, alam nyo yun. Kasi HR, makita ko kasi ako talaga. Anyway. And we're gonna and this is actually an acronym for supply. Kasi 'di ba procurement. So, I had to think of a way para maalala nyo kung ano yung mga diniscuss natin tonight and I've come up with supply. So, dito yung discussion natin manggagaling. So, the first we're gonna talk about sourcing or procurement per se. Yung pag-order natin, yung pagbili natin, yung pag-place natin ng mga kailangan natin sa office, sa work. So how do we source with strategy? So I would like to contrast that we have two options here. We can do reactive buying or strategic sourcing. So ano ba yung reactive buying? Ito yung bumibili ka lang kapag nakikita mo, uy, wala na. Ay, kailangan na palang bumili. Parang pag ano lang, parang pumupunta ka sa warehouse nyo, for example, or sa office, nakita mo, wala ng bond paper, kailangan na palang bumili. Kapag ganyan yung sinasabi mo sa office, ibig sabihin nun, late ka na. Late mo nang na-realize. Kasi dapat, pag for example, may lacking na gamit, dapat may ano na siya, may abang. Meron ng isa pang set na ilalagay sa lalagyan para magamit ng ating mga tao sa office or sa field. Kapag ganyan na sinasabi mo na, uy, kailangan na pala. Meaning, hindi mo siya plinano. Hindi ka naging strategic. Kasi, yung isang magandang procurement officer, alam niya kung ang supply hanggang saan ba, hanggang kailan ba maglalast ang supply niya. Alam mo yun? Parang Girl Scout ba, laging handa. Dapat ganun yung procurement officer. Nararamdaman na niya na paubos na. Hindi, joke. Alam niya, kasi may metrics dapat tayo as a procurement officer. So, yung reactive buying, yun yung minention ko kanina, and or paisa-isa kang bumibili ng mga kulang sa warehouse or sa inventory ninyo. For example, bumili ka pa lang last week ng, ano bang mga procure sa construction, ng mga steel bar. Tapos ngayon namang week, ay wala na palang mga hollow block, parang ganyan. This only shows parang poor management ba or poor planning yung ginawa mo dito. Kasi nagko-consume siya ng time, energy, money kapag paisa-isa nating binibili yung mga kailangan natin. 'Di ba? And that's why we're here to improve those processes if ever hindi pa tayo nagkakaroon ng established na habits or process sa office. Ang pagiging strategic sa sourcing ay yun na nga kanina. Dapat may enough supply ka until the next order. So, dapat, for example, kung ang ordering schedule ay next week, dapat until next week, tapos may 3 days buffer ka or 1 week buffer ka na supply for that week. Para hindi na di-disrupt ang operations. Kasi, kung kulang or walang buffer, hindi natin din alam kung ang ating supplier makakapag deliver ba siya on time. Kasi minsan there are events na out of our control. For example, dito sa amin, no, na naging national issue para makaka-relate kayo ay sinaraang San Juanico Bridge. So, maraming mga truck, maraming mga sasakyan ang hindi pwedeng dumaan doon. Mga private, vehicles yung pwede because of the weight limit. So, naging slow talaga doon, naging slow talaga yung time na yon ang mga deliveries ng lahat ng bagay dito. Kahit mapa Shopee, yung mga Lazada, nagkakadelay kasi economic ano yan eh, yung San Juanico Bridge connecting Leyte and Samar. It's an economic tawag niyan, landmark. Parang na-disrupt niya yung economic flow ng supply and demand dito sa Leyte. So kung ikaw hindi ka nag-stop, hindi ka naging strategic, tapos yung time na yon na fini-figure out pa ng government kung paano yung mga truck makakalampas sa isang side. 'Di ba? Ano yung consequence nun? Marami kayong sales na for example hindi made-deliver or hindi maki-cater kasi wala kayong buffer. So ayaw natin 'yun. What is the pros and cons dito? Kung reactive buyer tayo, palagi tayong natataranta, palagi tayong rushing, palagi tayong gusto nating lumabas, kailangan nating lumabas para makapag-order tayo, para bumili. Yung mga ganun, hindi ka calm, hindi ka kalma kasi alam mo na kapag wala nito, wala niyan, hindi makakapag-proceed sa operations. Pero naman, if you're a strategic sourcer, kapag you have strategy in procurement, na kapag stock plan, may plano ka sa stocks ninyo or sa inventory ninyo, you save time, energy, and money. Saving, 'di ba yung, for example, pag nag-grocery tayo, kung kaya naman sa budget, bumibili tayo ng pang 1 month supply ng tissue, 1 month supply ng sabon, 1 month supply. Ganun din sa business natin, na dapat tayo ay magbo-bulk buying kung kaya ng budget. Depende to kasi sa budget nyo. Kasi kung meron na tayo neto na pang 1 month, we don't have to think about it until nearing the next month, 'di ba? Parang it's a one to-do list na done na siya. Hindi na natin paulit-ulit na iisipin, hindi na natin paulit-ulit na aalalahanin. Alam mo yun, minsan kasi sa work, nadadala talaga natin siya sa bahay. Kahit nasabi nila na leave your work at the office, parang ganyan, tapos leave your person. Nadadala natin siya. Parang it gives you a sense of, tawag niyan, a peace of mind. Kapag alam mo na may stocks kayo, 'di ba? Pero alam niyo na 'to in construction, 'di ba? Na dapat magbo-bulk buying kasi mas cheaper naman din talaga pag bulk. Ano bang industry yun yung isa? Parang leasing na mall operations. Okay. I don't know kung ano yung mga prino-procure sa mall operations. Kasi wala pa ako ng experience. I'm trying to form sana an example so it can be applicable to Victor. But anyway, marerelate niya na lang yan. Another tip that I would share with you is to have more than one supplier. I mean, it's a rule of thumb naman, alam naman natin to, pero minsan kapag tayo ay with a supplier na reliable, parang hindi na natin iniisip na maghanap ng iba pang supplier. Kasi palagi naman siyang nade-deliver, 'di ba? Palagi naman niyang na-fulfill yung mga orders. But what if mag-change management? That is out of your control. What if mag-change din sila ng supplier? Ang supplier mo mag-change ng supplier. Tapos, 'di ba? it's safe kapag you have more than one supplier to contact. Kahit pa mayroon kayong constant na isa or dalawa, depende on how large your business is. Kahit na lang at least contact or connect ng isa pang supplier na hindi nyo palaging binibilhan. Kasi bakit? Bakit tayo bakit pa kailangan na magkaroon tayo ng contact sa ibang supplier? Kasi minsan, yung supplier natin na sanay na tayo sa ways niya, na nagko-compromise tayo ng ating operations based on their performance, based on kung kailan sila makakapag-deliver. Sasabihin natin na, hindi pa tayo pwedeng pumunta sa field ngayon kasi hindi pa na-deliver yung iba. Sayang naman, parang magre-repeat tayo ng site visit kapag kapag i-deliver natin ngayon tapos aantayin na naman natin yung, alam mo yun, para meron kang options. Kasi yun yung nangyayari kapag super close na tayo, for example, sa staff na yon ng supplier natin, hindi na natin iniisip na magkakaroon ng contingencies or emergencies. So, as we can remember, 'di ba nagkaroon ng price disruption sa fuel. 'Di ba nagtataasan yung mga presyo ng gasolina. So, what we did sa amin is we have already yung contacts ng other qualified depots. Depot kasi yung tawag nung supplier ng fuel. Parang, kumbaga sa inyo, warehouse. Warehouse ng gasolina. Yun lang naman siya. Depot yung tawag sa amin. So, we have contracted another depot na nasa ibang municipality siya in order for us to cater yung orders namin. Kasi yung orders were so high, tapos the constant depot, yung nearest sa amin, hindi na sila nakakapag-cater kasi marami din silang sinusuplayan dito sa amin locally, dito sa vicinity. So, we have to find a way na masusuplayan namin yung iba gamit yung ibang depot because of, again, going back to my earlier example, yung iba kasing truck hindi makadaan papunta sa ibang locations dahil sa hindi pwedeng dumaan sa San Juanico. So, isa din yung factor siya. Yung mga factors na hindi natin, alam mo yun, hindi namin yun akalain na mangyayari yun. Kasi ever since naman, time immemorial, di ba? Palagi nang dinadaanan ng San Juanico. Bakit ngayon pa? I mean, how would we know, how could we conceive that idea na hindi na pwedeng daanan? Because it has never been done before. Ever since na-build yan, kahit may mga construction na ginawa sa San Juanico, talagang open yun siya. Tapos walang mga weight limit. So, in order for us to continue with operations, we had to find another depot that could supply our stations on the other side of the island. So that is just an example sa amin. Being a reactive buyer or being a reactive, ano tawag nun? Reactive buying also ay dito sa mga ating mga, tawag yan, apps, di ba? Because we shop there. Minsan, nadadala tayo, emotional buying tayo. That also falls under the category of reactive buying. Kasi for example, okay naman yung stocks for 6 months. Tapos, may madadaanan ka, uy, flash sale ng ganito. Di ba kung ikaw yung business owner, may excite ka. Nasabihin mo na, bibilhin ko to kasi, talagang makakatipid ako dito. Pero naman, kung for example, yung binili mo, ay mga resibo. 'Di ba? Nagkaroon ng change yung ating government na sabi nila na hindi na siya OR, service ano na siya, invoice. So marami tuloy kayong inano ngayon, marami tuloy kayong kinorek. Nakakadagdag yun sa process ng purchase sa inyo. So, do not, wag magpa-tempt sa mga flash sale. Kasi, kahit pa 50% off yan, 100% off yan kapag hindi mo bilhin. Diba? Isipin nyo yun. Pag may mga, pag may mga branded na mga ino-offer yung mall, tapos sabi 50%. Pero kapag hindi ka pumunta ng mall, 100% off yun kasi hindi mo binili. Hindi yan popular hindi yan popular belief dito sa atin dahil tayo ay mga fans talaga ng mga promo because we are emotional buyers, tayo mga Pilipino. So, it's just a matter of decision making and discipline na hindi tayo magpadala sa kung may mga ganito tayo nakikita. Kasi kung fully stocked naman tayo and no need to buy, mag-overstock kasi tayo when we are tempted to buy stocks kapag may mga sale. So one example of strategic procurement or sourcing is to compute when the stock would last. Yung current stock mo, when would it last? Yung estimate mo lang kasi hindi mo naman yan talaga exactly because the market is volatile. Come and go ang ating mga customer. Pero alam mo yung estimates ng monthly nyo na kailangan for this quarter, for example. So, we have to have these stocks. We have to have yung ganitong amount or kadami na supplies for sa X number of months. But I think systems are already existing sa mga constructions. Just thing to consider is to look beyond the cheapest bid. Kasi minsan we are price driven. Usually we are price driven. Kasi gusto natin kung ano yung lowest price mabibili yung item na yan, yun yung minsan pinipili natin. Pero hindi na natin siya ini-evaluate further. Hindi natin tinitingnan kung gaano ba ka-durable yung mga items na yon. I don't know lang sa standard ng construction. But on the aspect of durability and reliability of items, parang yung concept is buy the cheapest and keep on buying again and again to replace yung isang item na madali kasi siyang masira, 'di ba? Kung cheap kasi yung item, hindi natin siya ini-expect ng longevity. Hindi natin ini-expect na it will last us 5 years. Parang kumbaga band-aid fix or temporary fixes lang kapag ang price ay low compared to yung mga reliable na brands. Talagang they spend time in perfecting their product so that you will patronize them. Hindi sila nagma-manufacture or nagdi-display ng mga products that are not passing their quality standard. So, it's one thing to consider the price na hindi lang siya yung loan factor in our procurement. Kasi uso sa atin ang lowest bidder, 'di ba? Palagi nating naano 'yon. Pero is it good for your business na later on magkakaroon kayo ng mga redo, for example, kasi madaling masira yung ganito, ganyan. 'Di ba yung mga redo or rework ay magasto din siya. Kasi yung tao nyo palaging pupunta, babalik ng babalik sa bahay na yon kasi palaging may fixes. Compared to kung ang ginamit nyo ay materials na reliable, pagkatapos ng evaluation nyo or endorsement ng establishment, hindi na kayo babalik on the context of construction. So, isang example again is yung ano natin, yung mga sinusuot natin. Minsan kasi kahit na sabi ni Miss Piper na magsa-self-love tayo, minsan gipit talaga tayo. So, pinipili natin na bumili ng mga cheaper na clothes, for example, para lang, to have a sense of newness sa natin, sa wardrobe. So, ano naman yung essence nun kung cheaper siya, pero bibilhin mo siya again and again 3 times compared to a branded na item na bibilhin mo once for 3 years na siya sa'yo or 5 years na siya sa'yo. Also, on the context of energy, ano naman kung yung fuel price ay mababa pero madali namang ma-evaporate or madali namang maubos, madaling masunog, madali kang mawalan ng gas. Kung sa ibang brand, kung hindi premium gas yung inaano mo, yung tawag niyan, yung fino-fuel mo sa sasakyan mo. So, ganun pa rin siya. Parang hindi ka nakatipid. Yun yung point dito. Hindi ka nakatipid, hindi ka palaging nakakatipid kapag cheaper item yung pinipili mong bilhin for your business, for in your procurement. So, the next concept is understanding the purchasing life cycle. So, anything naman, you can improve talaga when you know kung ano yung nangyayari behind the scenes. This is an example of a simple workflow in procurement. Magre-request, magkakaroon ng order, i-approve ang invoice, tsaka magkaka-payment. So, usually naman, dito sa invoice approval, may delay. Usually ganito. Yung request ay madali lang siya. Yung order ay automatic na kapag may request na button, parang may or PO na siyang lalabas. Pero yung approval ng PO na yun, tapos dun naka-attach yung, yung approval ng invoice na yun, naka-attach yung PO, matagal. Bakit kaya? So, we have to dive in and look into kung ano yung mga process natin internally. Para yung procurement natin ay ma-improve. Anything naman na gusto nating i-improve, dapat ay ma-identify natin kung saan ang pain point. Na saan ba matagal? Saan ba, tawag niyan, hindi nag-flow ng mabilis? Bakit ba may delay? 'Di ba? So, kung pwede naman na sa meeting nyo, for example, ma-discuss nyo kung bakit kaya ganito yung nangyari kay ganitong customer. Kasi yung invoice natin, yung approval ay matagal. So, minsan, nagwi-withdraw yung mga clients natin because of the supplier na hindi nila nasusupply agad sa atin yung mga kailangan ng business. So, this is a point to discuss na kapag may mga delays, baka pwedeng i-shorten. Baka pwedeng may urgent na filer yung manager kung saan lahat ng kailangang matapos within the day, nandun yun sa filer na yun or parang organizer lang ba? Para alam niya, kapag makita niya yung papel na yan, dapat pirmahan niya agad. Kasi yung mga executives natin, they are buried in so much work. Tapos, hindi na nila namamalayan na, okay, naka-ano na pala, naka hindi ko alam yung Tagalog. Naka-bury. Hindi ko sure. I mean, naano na ba siya, nasasapawan na siya ng ibang mga request. So, kung pwede sana, if admin ka or if you are part of yung finance dito, ordering, ganyan, baka pwedeng mag-suggest ka na may urgent kayong filer or may urgent folder, parang ganyan. Kasi ako, kapag may gusto ako talagang ipapirma, iba yung folder na ginagamit ko. Yung makikita agad, yung ibang color kesa sa mga usual folders. Kasi pag ganun, napapansin kasi siya agad eh. So, ginagawa ko yun kapag may mga time sensitive na mga documents na kailangan ngayon talaga i-send na or within the hour, within the day, within parang hindi pa dapat mag-lunch break ay ma-deliver na yun. So baka sa inyo pwede niyong i-suggest yung mga ganun. Or if you are the approving officer, baka pwedeng you hasten the process para mas marami tayong production. So, for us to have a visual is we use a tracking system. If you don't already have a tracking system sa inyo, these are free tools you can use, Trello and Asana. You will set up yung yung flow nyo dito. And you will invite yung mga other members of the team to be in the Trello or in the Asana platform. Para nakikita nila. Tapos, transfer naman yung niya yung cards sa Trello. So, we can all see kung sino man yung involved sa procurement, kung marami ba talaga, tapos kailangan yung i-track. At least may visual kayo na, okay, yung order ni client 1, eto na pala, na-request na pala. Okay, parating na pala yung mga supply natin tomorrow. Kasi doon nag-a-update. Meron kayong live updating. O pwede naman din, depende kung ano yung ginagamit nyo ngayon, pwede naman din Google, lang yan, Google Sheets. Pwede naman ganyan kung sanay kayo sa Google Sheets. Pwede ganon. Pero if you are, medyo malaki na tawag niyan, business, you can opt to invest in a customized or automated tracking system. So, itong mga nire-recommend ko, I personally know these companies and I am recommending them to you. Codability, I've been part of their community, and Serrano Solutions is owned by my classmate. So, alam ko yung mga capacity ng mga tao na to. Talagang mga mamaw to sila when it comes to tech and development of things that you need for your business. Marami na silang mga mock-up dyan. Makikita nyo yung mga actual live projects nila sa mga page. I've placed them here so you can screenshot this and you can talk to them if you are in need of a customized or automated tracking system. Pwede nyo ring i-suggest sa mga anong tawag dyan, i-propose kung if you're into that na mga creating from scratch na mga system. Kasi yung iba, yun yung gusto nila pero walang mga existing na apps na bigay ng mga needs nila, may mga certain na dapat i-customize. So, they can do that for you. Okay, so mag-icebreaker muna tayo. Let's blink 20 times para naman makapag-rest yung ating eyes. I learned this sa, ano yung eye doctor? Parang, basta hindi ko sure. Hindi ko na makalap yung term. Yung eye doctor ko, is siya yung nag-ano nito. And if you are in any space, if you are wherever you are, please look at the farthest thing you can focus on para nag-adjust yung vision mo, 'di ba? So yun, nung bumili kasi ako ng anti-rat glasses, yun yung sinabi niya. Kasi alam mo, matagal kasi yung sizing ng ano ko. So you can also use this strategy kapag palagi kayong babad sa computer para nare-reset, hindi na over fatigue yung mga mata. So ganun lang pala. Because when I bought those glasses, kasi gusto kong mag-extra care sa eyes kasi palagi akong nasa computer. Sabi ni Doc, ganyan lang daw para ma-reset siya tapos hindi siya ma-over fatigue, para hindi siya namumula. Tapos drink daw ng plenty of water. Kasi yung ano daw natin, yung first tawag niyan, impression natin kapag masakit yung mga mata natin, pumipikit tayo. Hindi daw dapat. Para kasi na-adjust yung vision. Blink 20 times. Hindi ko na siya nakalimutan that I bought those glasses when I was in college. So, how many years is that? I don't wanna count. So, the next topic is partnership over transaction. This is very important in procurement or in any business, actually. In any part of your business, partnership or relationship building with your business partner is very important. In business, you must treat your vendors as an extension of your own team. So, usually, no, we tag them as an external part of our process, when in fact, they are vital to our internal operations. So, sa amin, ang mga suppliers namin, tinitake note namin yung mga, for example, anniversary ng company nila. Parang nagpapadala kami ng cake, yun naman palagi. Yun kasi yung madali. But kahit madali siyang gawin, it shows that you recognize and value their service sa inyo. Kasi para palagi kayo nilang pinapagbilhan. Kasi it's not equal talaga because in human relations, we are first humans before we are workers. We are first humans before we are workers. Kahit na sinasabi natin na ihiwalay ang feelings sa negosyo, ay talagang meron pa ring mga human factors. Kapag ang ating vendors, they feel acknowledged, recognized, respected, yung mga perks nila sa kanilang business, palagi nilang chinichika yun sa inyo. Sasabihin, 'di ba, for example, kung talagang dedicated ka, yung tao na nakatoka sa'yo, yung taong naka-assign sa pagbigay sa'yo ng stocks, alam mo yung birthday niya, tapos binilan mo siya ng snack, for example, hindi niya makakalimutan yun, gaganahan yun, 'di ba? Na mag-serve sa inyo. So, chichikahan kayo. Kung palagi niyo ginagawa yun, pag nagkakaroon kayo ng closeness, nagbe-build kayo ng relationship with them, na nagiging familiar na kayo to them. Hindi na sila nag-aalangan na sabihin na, uy, magkakaroon pala ng discount. Ma'am, wag ka munang mag-place ng order ngayon. Next week na lang. Parang i-delay mo lang ng 2 days kasi may discount na mangyayari sa Friday. Parang ganun. Yung mga, hindi naman nila trabaho yun na i-inform ka. Pero dahil meron kayong relationship na na-build, may mga ganyan ka nang natatanggap ng mga insider information. Tapos, ikaw yung una nilang tatawagan kapag paubos na ang stock, "Ma, mag-order ka na. Mag-place ka na ng order ngayon. Kasi next week, mababa yung presyo natin. Marami marami yung magpe-place order, baka hindi na umabot ang stocks." Ganyan ba? So, mga little things, and then I always say this to my audience na please call your, tawag niyan, your business partner, your employees, kung sino man ang nakaka-encounter nyo, please call them by name, by their name. Kasi kapag nasasanay tayo, no, na tinatawag natin sila in a general sense, for example, "Ay, Mare, kumusta ka na? Ano yung nangyari, Mare, dun sa ano, ganito, ganyan." So, although it's okay naman, but it's very special when you call them by name, look them in the eye, and have a connection with them. Versus not having those. 'Di ba? Kung ikaw yung servicing person, tapos may relationship ka with the buyer, with the procurement officer, versus yung taong to na, versus customer B or procurement officer B na wala siyang pakialam, basta i-place lang niya yung order, okay, sige, pa-receive siya, tapos aalis. 'Di ba sino yung top of mind ng supplier? 'Di ba yung isa? 'Di ba yung customer or procurement officer na kinumusta siya, yung tinawag siya ng pangalan niya, sa pangalan niya, 'di ba? Although these are small things, these are tawag niyan, it's a big deal for them. Lalo na kapag hindi sila masyadong nare-recognize, kapag fast yung business, yung ano yan? Fast moving yung business, na parang maya't-maya may mga tao talagang ine-entertain. Iba yung dating kapag ay, alam niya yung pangalan ko. Ay, okay. Naalala niya yung dating pinag-usapan namin. Parang ganun ba? Relationship building. Hindi siya, it's also a business skill. Hindi siya ano lang, dal-dal-dal-dal lang. May pinatutunguhan pala yung pagchichismis on the side, no? Hindi naman dapat matagal. Kasi 'di ba, we have to give priority to our core functions. Na kung ano dapat yung mga in-accomplish mo doon, dapat na ina-accomplish mo din. Pero parang on the side lang siya, na chika-chika. Okay. So, on performance tracking naman, kasi tayo, no, as officers or people in general, we really, it's easy for us to complain. Sasabihin natin, hindi ko feel yung supplier na yun. Kasi, hindi siya approachable. For example, so generalize na natin yung process because of that one encounter na hindi natin feel yung officer on the other side of the business. So, for us to have a good grasp kung ano talaga yung performance na binibigay nila sa atin, it's nice to have an objective kind of assessment sa kanila. So, kagaya ng performance assessment natin or performance appraisal ng empleyado, dapat meron din tayong naka-establish na KPI sa ating mga procurement partners, sa ating mga suppliers, sa ating mga vendors. On time ba silang nagde-deliver? Palagi ba yan? Ano yung frequency? On a scale of 1 to 10, ano yung mga on-time deliveries nila on a weekly basis or for this month or for this quarter? Para alam din natin na effective ba tong existing supplier natin, or do we need to source sa iba? we also have to take into consideration kung ang mga dinideliver nila, on time naman, pero maraming sira. So, alam mo yun, ini-evaluate natin sila as we evaluate our employees or our business process in an objective kind of way. Kasi usually yung ginagawa natin is we complain all out. Tapos nilalabas lang natin yung mga hinanakit natin, bakit hindi tayo kinater, bakit hindi nila binigay yung mga orders natin, yung ganyan. Pero not knowing kung ano yung mga specifics. So it's good to know the specifics and it's best if it's written. May log ba kayo or report on those things? Kahit hindi naman masyadong complicated, may notes, for example, na nakalagay dun sa delivery slip or sa receiving slip nila. Lalagyan nyo lang dyan. Delay 1 hour or delay 1 day. Para nakanote din sa inyo na when you look back into your records, this supplier is not so reliable. Parang sasabihin mo sa report mo or sa meeting ninyo that supplier A only has an on-time delivery rate of 60% out of 100, 'di ba? May metrics ka na ang gagamitin. Hindi ka magiging tawag niyang bias. Kasi meron kang objective at saka evidence-based yung report mo. Ay, ano yun? Oh, yun nga. So, whenever there are delays, pwede namang gumawa kayo ng IR or incident report. Pwede namang sa inyo lang yan if you're a procurement officer tapos hindi pa siya weaved in your system or hindi pa siya established sa rules ninyo. If you are starting out, pwedeng internal lang yan for now. Pero, this will be very helpful, no? Kapag may mga delay na ikaw yung kini-question. Bakit hindi natin nagawa yung project ng tama? Excuse me. So may report ka, may written evidence ka of that thing that happened on June 21, 2025 that the supplier has failed to deliver on time, ganyan. May specific song, date, time, and then the specific thing that happened. It's also best to check in with your supplier. Ano ba talaga yung nangyari? Yung ins and outs doon sa kanila. Kasi minsan may mga changes din na sa ating supplier na hindi natin alam yun kasi we are not with them or we are not a part of their organization, but it's good to ask. It pays to ask. Kasi for example, sa amin we are a supplier of fuel. May mga driver na bago. Tapos may mga driver na slacker. Hindi nyo naman alam yun. Tapos, hindi nyo ma-anticipate. Kasi, bakit nyo naman malalaman na may bagong driver kami? Malalaman nyo lang yun kapag ma-deliver na. So, kapag alam mo na yung driver A ay, kapag siya yung nagde-deliver, based on your written incident reports, kapag siya yung nagde-deliver, palaging delay ng 1 hour. So, pwede ka, next time when you order, sasabihin mo, may preference ka na, sasabihin mo, pwede bang yung mag-deliver sa amin ay si driver B lang? Kasi ganito, ganyan. Pwede rin i-carbon copy nyo sa email or whichever type of communication you're using. Yung incident report ninyo to your supplier. Or your vendor. Para alam din nila nga, uy, may delay pa lang nangyari kasi minsan hindi nila alam yun. Basta na-deliver tapos may receive, okay na yun sa iba, di ba? Pero kung meron tayong ganitong medium incident report which is written, may evidence, tapos saksakan nyo pa yung ng mga photos, 'di ba kasi minsan hindi sila maniniwala. lagyan nyo dyan ng clock, tapos ganyan, ganitong oras sila dumating. Or di kaya yung picture na may timestamp, di ba? That's the most appropriate thing to attach dito sa incident report, yung may timestamp. May free naman na mga ano dyan, apps na may timestamp yung photo because this will be very helpful uh, for your to receive on time your requests or the products or items that you need for your business. So that naman sila, meron silang gawin on their part. Kung paano nila mas magiging efficient yung pag-deliver nila. O, pwede nilang kausapin yung driver nila. Kasi hindi naman yun formal, di ba? Okay lang naman kung tayo yung makipag-usap. Pero it's more appropriate kung ipasa natin sa supervisor niya, yung talagang alam yung mga ginagawa niya. Kasi, yeah, things like that, we can control yung preference person. Or another factor would be yung delivery medium, yung truck, yung vehicle, kung saan nandun yung products natin. So, based on your incident reports, kapag yung vehicle A, yung nagde-deliver, yung ginagamit pag-deliver, palaging may aberya, di ba? So, kapag nakaklaro natin yun, kapag may evidence tayo na ganyan, sasabihin natin sa next time that we place an order, pwede bang yung vehicle bilang? Kasi based on our experience, mas okay yung delivery time nitong delivery B versus delivery 1. Ganun lang naman yun. As much as possible, as much as they can naman, your suppliers will comply kapag may option sila. Tapos the next time also na i-assign nila yung mga tao nila or vehicles nila, alam nila na kayo, company A, would like to use or you always request vehicle B. So para hindi na nila pinapasa kay vehicle A yung mga deliverables sa inyo, 'di ba? Alam na nila, parang mina-mindset mo na sila. Kinokondisyon mo sila kung ano yung preference mo based on your needs sa inyong business. The next concept is to learn to communicate effectively. In anything naman, 'di ba? Communication is key when it comes to improvement, anything under the sun. I would just like to introduce, or if you know this na, the STAR method, the situation, task, action, and result. So, actually, this is an interview method. Usually, this is used in behavioral interview strategy on sa mga nag-a-apply, yung STAR. But this can also be used in our day-to-day business, in our procurement. When example, we are experiencing complaints, may complaint tayo sa ating vendors or sa ating procurement na, for example, delay or error, defect. State natin, parang ginagawa nyo naman ata ito sa mga report ninyo. But it's good lang to have a speech pattern kasi usually kapag dinideliver natin kapag sinasabi natin yung complaints ay through call tayo, 'di ba? So at least kung tatawagan niyo yung supplier ninyo, hindi ka malilito, hindi ka matataranta kung anong sasabihin mo. So firstly, sasabihin mo kung ano yung nangyari, the situation. Ano ba yung dapat ginawa or ano ba yung dapat na task na ginawa ng employee or nung tauhan nila na pumunta sa inyo. For example, there was may delay po itong 1 hour. Tapos dapat yung natin ma'am, yung agreement natin ay dapat nandito na sila by 5 PM. Pero 6 PM sila dumating. So, ano ba yung mga pwedeng maging actions next time? Baka kapag ganito yung facing nyo or kung ganito yung atake nyo, minsan nakapagsabi tayo na kasi delay siya ng 1 hour or maybe 1 week, depende kung ano yung delay na nangyari. Baka pwede ma'am na i-lower nyo na lang yung yung unit cost ng per ganito, ganyan. So at least ba, maintindihan ng provider ninyo where you're coming from. Kasi na-delay sila eh. Kesa naman hindi nyo i-receive, di ba? Sabihin nyo. Tapos yung result ko, ma'am, next time, baka pwedeng magsabi po kayo if ever madi-delay or i-ano nyo kami agad, i-alert nyo kami agad on the actions the next time kung ano yung gusto nyong maging outcome. So, yun lang siya. Para nare-resolve nyo yung issues. And then, communicate frequently sa inyong suppliers. Kasi kung hindi nyo kasi sasabihin sa kanila, hindi rin nila malalaman yan. Hindi, kahit naman tayo, hindi tayo mind readers. Kailangan tayo ay nagko-communicate if ever meron tayong gustong ma-achieve or outcome na gustong baguhin, kung gusto nating mas efficient yung service nila. So, at least right now, sana ma-recall nyo to sa next complaint call nyo, ang STAR method. So, again, STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, and Result. STAR. So, another form of communicating with your supplier or vendor is to have a consistent payment schedule. For example, sasabihin na okay, yung Gwen Company, palagi silang nagbabayad ng 5 or every 5th of the month. So, parang alam mo yun, kahit na maraming ginagawa yung supplier ninyo or yung officer na naka-assign sa inyo, dahil 5 ngayon, alam niya na paparating ka. Kahit na may importante siya dapat na gagawin sa field, pwede kanyang tawagan, ma'am, pupunta ka ba dito? Mga what time ka kaya pupunta dito? Para maano ko yung schedule ko. Kasi alam niya na yung payment nyo ay palaging 5th of the month. Parang naka-mindset na siya, naka-condition na sila, na every 5th of the month, meron siyang transaction with you. Kung hindi naman, payment schedule masiset, kasi depende naman yan sa ordering, we can do updating. Updating every, sabihin natin every Friday or every Wednesday, depende sa schedule nyo, on, kung hindi payment, the status of the payment. Sasabihin na, ma'am, alam mo naman, Wednesday ngayon, wala si madam, hindi makakapag ng cheque for you, hindi mai-issue, ganito, ganyan. So, kahit na hindi sila nagtatanong ba, kung ina-update nyo sila, that would tawag niya? Ina-appreciate nila yan. Kasi, alam din nila kung anong sasabihin sa boss nila kung bakit hindi pa nako-collect yung account ninyo na yan. So, they appreciate it kasi it's not more work on them, on their part na kukulitin pa kayo, ganyan. Kayo na yung kumusa na sabihin ng mga updates. In communication, dapat rin tayo ay nakikinig sa kanila. Kung ano may mga sinasabi nila na nangyayari sa office or nangyayari sa business process, sa flow ng operations nila na may relation sa operations ninyo, maging mapagmasid tayo, ang tawag niyan, makinig tayo sa kanila kung ano ba yung nangyayari kasi para alam natin to anticipate delays, to anticipate hindi nila kaya mag-deliver, para alam na natin kung ay okay. Sinabi ng supplier last week na baka ngayong week hindi sila makapag-provide ng order na usual natin na 100. Parang kalahati lang. So alam mo na kung ano yung action mo the next, alam mo na yung next steps. So, para hindi ka stuck or hindi ka tawag niyan, hindi ka shock. Kasi, di ba, when you were talking with the officer, tapos they were expressing that they are having constraints because they are experiencing change in management or change in supplier. Okay. Binubuo mo na yung yung plano mo naman, how to patch it up with your current operations para hindi ka shock. Meron kang contingency plan. Yun lang naman yan. And we are going na towards our last, ito na yung last pala. Hindi ko makita. Yielding continuous improvement. So, we know that in operations, we are very busy with all the orders, with all the work, with everything that's happening in the office. But it's worth it to conduct evaluations of your processes. And it's a good thing kapag nagta-travel tayo, i-compare din natin kung how we are doing versus our competitors. Ano ba yung meron sila na wala tayo? Ano ba yung pwedeng gawin natin para maging more efficient yung operations natin? Kasi minsan, we are so fixated with our work na hindi na natin napapansin yung iba pang mga external na bagay. Hindi naman, this is not to replicate them, but, to be updated. Kasi pag hindi tayo na-update sa ating mga process, pwede rin yung mga customers natin ay lumipat or hindi natin ma-optimize yung ating resources if ever hindi tayo updated sa mga latest na mga systems, latest na mga tools na ginagamit ng iba, 'di ba? Napansin nyo, yung, I don't know kung McDo yun or Jollibee yung nauna, na meron silang mga kiosk na ginagamit. I think McDo yung nauna dito sa amin. Tapos, later on, yung Jollibee, meron na din silang kiosk in ordering, 'di ba? So, hindi mo naman sinasabi doon sa pag-order mo na kasi gumagaya sila sa ganito ganyan. They're just being informed, 'di ba? They are being updated sa kanilang processes. And this also goes to having evaluations with your vendors. Pwede na, this is optional, but this is good to have. Parang, it doesn't have to be too formal. Kung kailan lang kayo bumibisita doon, or kung for example, may anniversary kayo, na maybe you could voice out something na ito pala yung mga na-observe namin in the past few months compared to the last year of your service. Parang, ngayong year, parang napansin namin na ano na kayo, marami ng mga truck na nakita namin sa site. So, very good kayo dun kasi, very efficient na yung nyo, para lagi na kayong, mas mabilis na kayo ngayon kesa sa dati nating mga transactions. So, mga ganun. It's also part of the communication sector, para nakapaloob pa rin ito. And we could also ask our vendors kung paano ba mas magiging mabilis yung service nila towards us. So, sasabihin nyo na, mas prefer nyo ba if i-email namin yung details? Mas prefer nyo ba if i-chat namin or Viber ba yung ginagamit ninyo na messaging app? Kasi kung saan sila active na platform, na makikita nila agad ang orders, dun yung maganda. Kasi kung for example, hindi siya pala email kasi field siya, hindi siya tutok sa email, pero sa Viber very active, 'di ba? Hindi naman nila masyadong iaano 'yun. I mean, kung hindi kayo magtatanong, hindi rin nila masa-suggest sa inyo, "Ma'am, baka puwedeng sa Viber na lang kayo mag-ano, mag-request yung ganito, i-send niyo yung mga details," yung ganyan. So, these are little things but they are, giving a lot of impact to your business. This simple evaluation, this simple, questions, will turn your efficiency to a higher level. And lastly, last na ba 'to? Eliminating operational waste in purchasing, yung matagal na approval, yung, overstocking of oh, overstock of inventory na nakakaano ng space, nakakasayang ng space or hindi nagagamit sa ibang bagay kasi palaging nakatenga dahil may stocks, may overstocking, yung waiting time, ah, oo, yung redundant entry of multiple lahat pwede naman isa lang. O bakit pa ginagawa pa yung isa, baka puwedeng hindi na lang, kung okey na dito or kung ano man yung ginagawa sa platform number 2, baka puwedeng i-integrate na lang sa platform number 1 para dito na lahat, sa isang ano lang siya, dashboard or sa isang app lang siya. Okay. So, yes, that is the end of my presentation. And if you are a procurement officer and you want to flaunt or date with your procurement processes, these are some of the webinars that you can get certificates on. And then kanina yung mga pinakita ni Miss Piper on operations. So, this is available to see naman sa ating page, and later she will also encourage you to avail or watch the previous webinars. And if you enjoyed this webinar right now and you're interested on learning more on TQM or operations, you can just visit the Scale Up page to look for the links for the previously held webinars. I have this freebie for you if you are in a managerial position, supervisory, or if you are an HR professional. If you want to have this, must-have skills for HR professionals, kahit hindi ka naman HR, meron siyang mga tips and tricks on how to manage people sa workplace. This is free of charge and it also has a free e-certificate kapag na-finish mo siya. So, ano lang siya, bonus for being here. Yes, I would like to plug that I'm offering this parang consult type na techniques kasi coaching siya one-on-one on how to get your HR professional certification that you can post on LinkedIn, or if you know anyone na gusto nyong baka sa inside ng company niyo na mag-upskill siya on an HR or gusto in. So this is the kind of certification that you can recommend to him or her. So may discount lang siya kapag may code na sinend kayo sa page. You can screenshot this if you're interested. Pwede nyong i-back din mamaya kung hindi nyo maabutan yung code. Yeah. So I am also conducting my own independent webinars and trainings. So just message me at A1 Training Bell Leyte or my email, or you can use this QR code to reach me. If you have any training needs for your business, or if you are eyeing on HR topics. Kasi yun yung forte ko din. Before I move on to our Q&A session, I would like to end with a waray-waray word, which is padayon. It means to keep on going or magpatuloy. Padayon. Padayon kita. I am now opening the floor to our question and answer portion. 7:30 na pala. Okay. So, just in time lang naman for you to voice out any questions you have, any clarifications that you want to ask sa ating mga na-discuss, or maybe you want to share kung ano yung mga experiences nyo on site. Baka may mga gusto kayong i-share, Sir Victor, sa Mall Operations Department. Kasi I'm also intrigued kung ano yung natulong ko sa procurement on Mall Operations Department. Or on energy kasi ako, and then I've had yung mga construction for tawag niyan, for the examples para relatable sa inyo. Huwag kayong mahiya, tayo-tayo lang naman to. And this is your chance to ask me sa mga na-discuss natin. Or kung gusto niyo magpa-advise on anything, like for example, you are developing a project na you want us to have a voice on, 'di ba? Because we're here in the business. Nakakat ba? Wala sir, nag-aano lang, sabi ko Sir Victor na, sir ba to? Baka naano ko na naman yung gender. We are now on our Q&A portion or Q&A segment. So you can now ask your questions, clarifications, or if you want our opinions on your business strategies, sa procurement, or if you are developing right now a procurement program, parang ganon. So this is the right time to ask them. Meron akong nakita na i-search mo lang siya, free procurement sa Google. Hindi ko kasi na-note yun kasi hindi ko pa siya nagamit, kaya hindi ko siya na-recommend. Pero meron yun, pero US-based siya. Parang magpa-pop up naman siya as top na Sir Kevin. Magpa-pop up naman siya as first suggestion sa Google. Kasi siguro maganda yung SEO niya. So, siya yung mag-a-appear. Procurement.co ata yun, I'm not sure. Pero, pwede kang sir so yung nirecommend ko kanina, pwede kang gumamit ng Trello kasi pwede mo siyang i-build from scratch. Kasi depende naman yung procurement nyo sa process ninyo, hindi, depende naman din sa business. So, you can form or create your procurement process in Trello. Naging effective din kasi sa akin ang Trello. Parang 5 kami nun, and then Trello yung ginagamit namin. May mga task kami for every week. Tapos, move lang namin kapag natatapos na kami sa task number 1, and then moving on sa task number 2. Para nakikita siya, visible siya. And it's free. Trello is free. You just need to sign up and then the people who are involved and who will use the Trello, kailangan din silang mag-create. And it's very simple. Trello is very simple. For me, in my opinion, effective naman yung Trello. Tapos, mako-control mo talaga kung ano yung mga necessary na mga kailangan nyo lang gawin. Pero kailangan, alam mo, identify mo lahat ng stages ng procurement process ninyo. Laruin nyo lang siya. Or if anyone here, kung meron kayong ginagamit na existing right now na procurement, tawag yan, procurement application, baka pwede nyong i-share sa amin kay Sir Kevin. Pero yung masasuggest ko talaga, yung ginamit ko na, yung personally na nagamit ko na is yung Trello talaga. Hindi lang kasi siya for procurement, for project management, for lahat ng process. Kapag collaboration, team collaboration, effective ko talaga yung Trello. Tapos maganda ko sa Trello kasi color-coded siya. Hindi ko alam. 'Di ba kasi ang sad kasi sa office parang ano lang siya, so corporate, so minimalist, tapos sa Trello may mga color. So naha-happy ako kasi color-coded siya. Pwede siyang maano. And in Trello kasi you can insert images sa cards. Very flexible yung cards nila doon. Very customizable. Okay. You're welcome, Sir Kevin. Sige. So, any other questions, class? Charot. Inaantok na ba kayo? Kaya hindi kayo naglalagay ng questions. Huwag muna kayong antukin. Hindi na tayo matagal. O, ano na tayo? 7:40 na. Talagang anything in business, I would just like to reiterate na tao yung mga kaharap natin. So, although may policies yung mga companies, pero kapag may nabibuild kang relationship with the officers that you encounter, parang don't be plastic naman. Be genuine. Tapos, care a little bit more about them. Kasi tayong mga tao, we want to be heard talaga. We want to be recognized. We want to be heard. Tapos, it hits different when you know and remember details of a person from a conversation you had a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Diba parang, talaga, naalala ko yun. Parang ganun, diba? Kung ikaw naman, makakapag-encounter ka ng ganun na connection, talagang gaganahan kang supplyan sila. Alright. So, I think I'll be giving the stage now back to Miss Piper. Apo. Magsa-stop share na po ako.
Okay, so thank you very much, no, our mentor, si Mentor Gwen, for sharing valuable insights, no, in regards to our topic about procurement, no, and vendor management. Although talagang kasi limited lang tayo sa maximum of 2 hours talaga for our webinar, kaya we really cannot share, no, as many information na kailangan ninyo. But I know na yung mga na-share na insights, pati experiences, no, yung mga examples na naibigay ng ating mentor will surely help us all para makapagsimula tayo kung wala pa sa ating mga procurement na mga processes. Okay, so anyway, if merong mga insights, may discussion kanina na na-share, tapos medyo hindi natin na ano no, kumbaga parang gusto nating balikan, again, magkakaroon din naman ng recorded version itong ating live session tonight sa aming YouTube channel. And while wala pa siya sa YouTube channel, maglalast pa naman for 30 days yung Facebook Live, yung recorded na Facebook Live sa aming Facebook page, no? So after 30 days pa man siya mawawala. But it's okay kasi we will make sure na meron siyang copy sa aming YouTube channel. Kaya you can always go back here, no? Doon sa recorded session na yun. If in case in the future meron kayong kailangang balikan, no, sa insights na na-share, you can always visit our YouTube channel. So for my final instructions, so you can still ask questions kung meron kayong gustong itanong while nandito pa si Mentor Gwen. While waiting for your questions, nakikita nyo naman yung QR code here with the QR code na kung saan the moment you are going to scan it, it will redirect to the attendance sheet. I also chatted the link dito sa ating chat box kasi minsan nagkakaroon ng error or maybe some of you are using a computer at hindi smartphone kaya hindi ninyo ma-scan, no, etong ating QR code. The link to the Google form is also available sa chat box. So you can utilize the link as well, no? So pili na lang kayo kung saan kayo makakalusot. Okay, so while you are doing the attendance, this is my time, no, to again extend our appreciation sa ating mentor for tonight, no, kay Mentor Gwen. Maraming salamat again for investing your June 16 with us, no, sa Scale Up Training and Development. So maraming salamat for always saying yes sa mga topics na you are competent to deliver. And magkikita-kita pa rin tayo ulit, no, by July, no? Kasi I believe ito yung second and I believe the last, no, na webinar mo for Scale Up this June. If you want to learn more from Mentor Gwen, meron siya yung A1 na training na Facebook page na kung saan, as she mentioned earlier, pwede kayong magpabook sa kanya ng consultancy ba or ng training ba. You can always visit that Facebook page na na-flash niya kanina kasi baka you might need her services, no, related to human resource, operations management, and any business functions, administrative as well. Kasi yun naman yung kanyang specialty sa current employment na meron siya. So I am encouraging the participants to support as well, no, the journey of Mentor Gwen in terms of doing services like what we are doing here sa Scale Up. Okay, so I am inviting you to participate sa naiiwan pang mga webinars for the month of June. So, bale, nakikita nyo dito sa screen, no? Etong Education 107 and Financial Management 104, yung June 10 and 11, na-reschedule yan sila. Just visit our page na lang for the final schedule. Kasi, di ba, last week kasi, di ba, nagkaroon ng malakas na earthquake here in Mindanao, in South Cotabato, General Santos, na kung saan yung ating mentor located no, sa South Cotabato na nagkaroon ng problems with connectivity, with electricity. So kaya na-reschedule siya. So the Education 107, it will be tomorrow, June 17. If you are interested to learn about learners' rights and child protection, pwede kayo mag-register. Yung financial management naman, this was moved sa 23rd pa. So next week, next Tuesday. So if you want to learn, no, retirement planning and retirement management, financial management kasi to, I believe meron tayong isang participant no na financial management student. Baka this is also an applicable learning activity for your course sa June 23, itong Financial Management 104. This coming Friday, no, meron tayong professional development. So anyone, any walks of life, mapa-student, employed, entrepreneur, pwedeng-pwede ito, no? Kasi this is all about building a growth mindset for personal and professional development. So if you are available this Friday, register lang kayo. Sa June 20 naman, it's all about HR, performance management. Sa 24, meron tayong business communication and professional correspondence. June 27, it's all about business development, specifically with the use of AI. Sa June 29, another professional development. So ngayong June, no, may dalawang professional development na webinar series. Sa 29 naman is all about mental health. So if you are interested, you can register. And the last one, this coming 30th, is all about records management. If you are interested, just visit the link na nasa screen or you can check our Facebook page na lang. Follow nyo na lang siya para at least you're always updated. No? We have a question here about the previous webinar for basic accounting. Meron kaming accounting 101 and it is all about the fundamentals of bookkeeping, accounting for non-accountants. So it is also available sa YouTube channel if you want to learn kung ano yung mga na-share ng ating mentor in regards to the fundamentals of bookkeeping. So yun pa lang so far no ang aming accounting 101. And speaking of which, no, kaya din kami natigil with accounting kasi hindi ako nakahanap na isang mentor or isang individual na competent to discuss accounting-related webinars. So that's why if you know someone, no? If you know someone or baka kayo, no, yung mga participants here, confident kayo na maging at interested kayo na maging mentor ng scale-up training and development, you can always submit to us your intent pa of becoming a mentor no ng scale-up training and development. So kung saan kayo confident, kung ano yung specialty ninyo, kung saan kayo nag-specialize, baka pwede nating ma-offer yan dito sa scale-up. Okay? But again, mas gusto ko sana talaga yung accounting din. Kaya if you know someone, ipa-message na lang sila sa aming Facebook page. Meron po ba certificate yun? Yes. After watching the recorded session, kasi self-paced learning ang tawag namin doon, ibig sabihin you can watch on your free time, doon mismo sa description ng YouTube video na yon, meron doong link kung saan kayo pwedeng mag-request ng certificate. It's the same. It starts at 50 pesos din. No? So kaya nasa description lang. Kung hindi nyo man ma-memorize yung link na sasabihin ko kasi baka hindi rin ma-memorize, no? Or much better, kung ita-type ko, pwede namang doon na lang din mismo talaga sa description. Ang bawat description kasi na YouTube video, nandoon naman yung link kaya you can always visit that na lang if you want to request for a certificate. Okay? So, and speaking of your certificate, no, para sa ating Operations Management 110, you will receive your certificate tomorrow pa, no? Yung aming yung working hours namin is from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. So, hintayin nyo lang sa email na ginamit ninyo when you registered, no? Doon namin ipapadala yung certificate na ninyo for tonight's webinar. Okay? So, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, so since wala naman tayong mga additional and follow-up questions, and I believe na-share ko naman yung mga instructions, no, na gusto kong i-share. Wala naman ata akong nakalimutan. Okay, so I believe we are now good. Maraming salamat, no, sa lahat ng ating mga participants na nandito ngayon sa Zoom. And of course, may mga nanonood rin, no, randomly through our Facebook Live. Kaya maraming salamat din to those who participated through the Facebook Live streaming. Don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts. Pare-pareho lang naman yung pangalan, Scale Up Training and Development, if you want to be updated with our activities and other events. So with that, maraming salamat. This is Piper, your host, and see you again on our next webinar. And that will be tomorrow. May follow-up lang, may isang question lang. No? Need pa din po naka-attendance para makareceive ng certificate. Ma'am Melissa, with the previously conducted webinars, hindi na po siya kailangan. No? Wala na po siyang certificate kasi it's a self-paced learning activity lang naman. So, ibig sabihin, you can watch 30 minutes ngayon, 30 minutes tomorrow, hanggang matapos yung 2 hours, and then you can request for a certificate. Okay, so wala nang attendance sa mga self-paced natin. Okay, so, ayan. Okay, so again, maraming salamat sa lahat. Keep safe always. God bless you all, and always remember, we are your Scale Up partner. See you on our next webinar. Oh, may pahabol pa na question. Yung 6 hours independent learning, it will be sent separately, no? So, uunahin kasi namin ipadala ang certificate niyo tomorrow. And then, kung hindi kayo naka-receive ng mga independent learning activities, especially to those who requested, na more than 2 hours ang mag-appear sa kanilang certificate, just remind us. Kasi hinihiwalay kasi namin siya because we are using the same template every time na nagsisend kami ng certificate. So kumbaga unahin namin, i-send muna lahat ng certificates before sending the instructions for the independent learning activities. If hindi kayo naka-receive, you can always remind us naman. Okay? So, hintayin nyo lang. Separate email po siya. Sige. Okay, so if you have additional questions na hindi ko masagot ngayon, kasi time na rin tayo, you can always message us through our Facebook page. Goodbye, everyone. Keep safe always, and God bless you all. Bye, everyone.